Wheeler Poems, Slots. Copyright 2010. The First Church of the Awkward Question. Spokane, Washington, USA. For J.H. Duder. Thanks for Wheeler hospitality and for lifelong friendship. February-March Poems, 1998, February 8th. Nadona Beach, the South Jetty. A gibbous moon flutters behind grouse breast cloud like the heart of a frightened bird. February 9. 4 from Nehalem Spit. The world is a giant sweet melon, the sea air, the salted rim of a citrus glass. I sit to a banquet too beautiful to be eaten. The roar of the ocean is thunderous applause for heroes and heroines of the air. The seagull, looking only a little like a distraught cat, waddles away from the charging foam, is overtaken, but is not taken in. It flaps, but does not fly. No cat would be caught like that. Fear and guilt and anger, word waves that rise and fall and roll through too much of time, cannot command attention here. The sea's lust for this scrap of land, the sea's thrust and withdrawal is all. St. Valentine's Day for Sharon. A yellow clawfoot bathtub, a house without a roof. Do you remember, slender vision, your ivory youth? The locust hanging over us, a very special, fragile tree, undoubtedly Japanese, captured sunlight and fractured it with delicate leaves. Your bright body, your dark mind left me long ago, left me behind. The rain falls on Oregon. This winter the ocean is eating the land. Do you remember the cold, dark waters just south of Bellingham? May the soft gray light of winter and summer's lovely yellow pleasure you now as they pleasured me then, my lovely swaying willow. 15 February. I discovered Falcon Cove yesterday. You search out places like Falcon Cove Beach in order to have experiences out of which to write poems. And it's just too damned much. I will go back till I get something. I'm sure that the central figure is all that amazing froth, that whiteness. Is it angry just because it's leaping? I don't think so. It leaps like a child celebrating the too much in its life, as it overwhelms me with the too much in my life. It is impossible for me to escape the figure of a ragged wedding dress, and I've already used that in exactly the same context, though it was a different beach, the mouth of the Matoli River in California. This sketch for now. I was out on a steep cobblestone beach last night, listening to the music of the boulders rolling in the undertow. I searched the leaping froth and foam of stormy high tide at Falcon Cove to find a poem for Gwendolyn. 22 February for Bill Powers. Falcon Cove Beach after sunset, listening to the incoming tide. A dirty charcoal sky formed dim pastel caves in the west. they slowly disappeared. A bell-clear hole in the sky passed while I watched and listened. Stars as small as the Pleiades bit my eyes like ice stalactites. Another lovely hour was and is gone. 18 February, an hour at the beach. Neocani and Onion Peak wore fog and rain squalls like scarves and shawls. The sun failed to penetrate the overcast, but blurred into multiple silver blazes in textured gray. The waves were low stairs climbing west. Small birds flew quickly in a tight ball very low over the surf, searched the beach up and back, up again, and were gone. The saturated beach between the waves and the wetline provided a reflecting surface for seeing a world that is and is not the world around us. Neocani, the dim sun, the birds. The wind drove up the beach. Rain sat on the passenger side. The rain cried and complained, implored and intrigued to get her way. The wind roared threats and whispered promises. Some waves swept under my chair and on up the beach a little way. My chair sank into the sand as the power of the wave returned to Mother Ocean. I had been scratching away at a poem made of images from another day, another beach, a poem for Gwendolen. The cobbles rattle and click in the undertow. Castanets lean against rolling timpani. Cymbals crash and are ignored. Foam ballerinas leap. But I didn't get even that much written. My umbrella blew out. It wasn't just then that the big wave rolled in, slapping me on the bottom like a TV athlete denigrating an opponent as it rushed past far up the beach. My chair sank deep into the sand when the retreating waters pulled at its legs, inviting us both home for dinner. But the picture is more fun if it had been just then. Look at me, sitting there, umbrella inside out, booted feet thrust straight before me, staring down in trepidation from the teetering chair into the braided waters sucking at the sand around me. I couldn't get all of the parts of my umbrella pushed back in place at that time, but I did later, most of them. Ragged as my umbrella has become, it is still good wind protection and pretty good protection from the rain. 16 February, Nadona Beach for Gwendolen. Stars to be picked and strung and hung like diamonds across the breast of the Queen of the Night. And the waves and the sun green glass to fashion a goblet gift from the Sun King, the cup from which the Queen of the Night takes the draught of time. 26 February, Falcon Cove. It is what dreaming is. I dress for it, so I'm dream warm. The roar offshore is dream buzz. Foam fingers grasp the shore. I'm here in the failing light after the sun is gone. Storms are charcoal gestures across the twilight. There is no silence at all, except there are no words, and that is silence. The dream cocoon closes against words, absorbs small color, hugs surf music. The rain comes and goes, rain in all its sizes. The wind shifts up and down the beach. I lift my umbrella above my head. I turn it from side to side. I close it and lay it beside my chair. I open it a little and drape it over my knees. I move my umbrella like a sleeping man turning away from light, stirring against minor discomfort, coming momentarily alert to unfamiliar noises. 27 February, Nehalem Spit. I didn't come here to find a poem. I came to be an audience for the poetry of place. A gray sky grows less bright as night approaches, but does not change its color. The sea recedes west with the light. A small wind mourns quietly. 3 gulls walk on the reflections, peck lethargic at things invisible. It is a poetry of being one lives here. Believing you have combed this beach and found and carried home its poem is as foolish as mouthing lines from Shakespeare and calling them your own.